Well, welcome to Noel's World of Whiskey. And tonight I'm going to cut through the chase. No introductions whatsoever. I'm just going to pull it right up. And this is what our review is all about. A couple of reviews back, I think it was my best whiskeys review, I mentioned if I could get the Kilchoman Loch Gorm 10-year-old, the first age statement Loch Gorm that's come out, I was going to grab it, but I wasn't overly optimistic about it at the time. So not only did I get lucky, my sister got me this in Victoria. This one here I was not even expecting to see. I was quite shocked when I saw it, and also the price on it. The Loch Gorm 10, I was able to pick that one up, not expecting to see a bottle of it. Thought it would have been sold out, but for some reason, maybe people weren't aware that it was sitting there in Victoria in one store. So I grabbed it, and I even mentioned to one of the clerks there, I said, I'm shocked that it's here, and he says, I am too. What bottle is this? Well, this here is the 13-year-old. Kilchoman age statement whiskeys are expensive, as we found with the 16. And this is considerably less than the 16. So, yeah, still expensive, but for me, much more affordable. Now, a friend of mine has a 16. He paid an exorbitant price for it. He would like some of my 13 and some of the Loch Gorm 10-year-olds. So I think we're going to be doing a trade. So I might have not just the 13, we'll have the Loch Gorm, but I'm probably going to have a sample of the 16-year-old that I'll be able to review as well. So one last thing to mention. I missed it in my presentation that I'm going to have here in a few minutes. By the way, if you don't want to watch the presentation, you can always scroll ahead to the review. But in the presentation, I missed a key person that helped the founder of this distillery, Anthony Wills, helped him get it started. Certainly helped him and guided him down that tough road, the trials and errors of getting a distillery started, especially with limited funding. And that was Dr. Swan, the same guy that helped McIloney down in Victoria. I just wanted to mention it because I think it was a key part of the start of this distillery, and I'm certain Anthony Wills is very grateful as well for Dr. Swan being there to get things going. And it certainly gives a person a little more confidence when you've got a brilliant guy. What do they call him? The whiskey genius or the whiskey whisperer. But anyways, we are going to get into this. Let's get this bottle out on the table here so you can see it. And yeah, I'm kind of excited. 13-year-old Kilchoman. Just bring it up there, let you take a look at it. So this is aged in bourbon casks and octaves, which are smaller than quarter casks, and finished in Calvados casks. So there you are, the Kilchoman 13-year-old. Let's get this guy open, and let's open it the proper way. The easy way. Okay, time to give this a pop. Oh, that was a good one. Definitely a good one. Boy, did I really smell the peat there. And we'll bring it up to you.
Yeah, it's got a medium dark amber color to it there. It's got some decent legs on the side, I can see.
Actually, I got a few more tidbits. There's never enough time to tell all the stories, but there's another distillery that, when after seeing Kilchoman, it reminded me very much of where I used to live up in the Oyster River area. And of course, the Oyster River runs right alongside of another farm distillery, and that is, of course, Shelter Point Distillery. Now, the similarities are that they both are farm distilleries, and they do all their in-house processing right from the field to the bottle. But that's enough for now. Let's get on to this presentation I keep talking about. If you don't want to watch the presentation, just scroll ahead. Anyways, we are going to see you after the presentation.
In 2005, Kilchoman became the first new distillery to be built on Islay in over 124 years. And it is also the only farm distillery on Islay. The Kilchoman barley fields surround this inland distillery that is located on the Rockside Farm. But these barley fields also extend to the shores of Macquarie Bay on the northwest coast of Islay. Many of these Islay landmarks are now popular Kilchoman whiskies found in many shops around the world. The narrow and challenging single-track road to the distillery goes past the popular fly fishing lake called Loch Gorm, which is also the name given to another notable Kilchoman whiskey they call Loch Gorm. Anthony Willis, who had been an independent bottler, started the Kilchoman Farm Distillery in 2005 with the help of his wife Kathy and their sons. Wills designed the whole business operation to be done on site, from the planting and harvesting of their fields to their in-house bottling plant. They use up to 30% of their own Kilchoman barley, and the remainder comes from the Port Ellen maltings. By 2019, Kilchoman had increased its production from 140,000 liters of alcohol per year to approximately 480,000 liters by creating a second distillery. They have now doubled their stills. The capacity of the two wash stills is 3,230 liters each, and the capacity of the two spirit stills is 2,070 liters each. They have more than doubled to 14 stainless steel washbacks holding 6,000 liters each, and added a second 1.2-ton copper dome stainless steel mash tun. Malting floors have all but disappeared, but there is a renaissance of new in-house maltings going on today, as we've seen with Kilchoman. They have built a much larger second malting floor and invested in a larger kiln to increase their production needs, but retain the quality of their whiskies. There are many influences on the final character of a whiskey, such as the type of barley, the yeast, the water, the fermentation and distilling times, and the many other designs and parts of the process, but the biggest influence is the cask. Kilchoman has been expanding their warehousing, which allows them to have more longer-aged casks. We are now seeing that in the new bottlings of these age statement whiskies. From working the barley fields to the bottling of single malt whiskies, and the challenges from their beginnings to the present, Kilchoman has found its success and a cult following around the world.
Well, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the presentation there. And I want to talk a little bit about getting to Islay. We have two ferry terminals on Islay, and we have one on the northwest end of Islay called Port Ascay. It's the more protected terminal, and certainly in the winter months or in the bad weather, you would probably be taking that route. The south route, I think in the summer, what might be more popular because it's closer to the famous distilleries, Laphroaig, Lagavulin, and of course Ardbeg, which are all within walking distance of Port Ellen, which is also going to be a well-known distillery now that they've reopened it, because it is an older distillery that was reopened by Diageo. And we've got a new distillery, Port Natron, by Elixir Distillers, which is being built just to the east of Port Ellen. So distance-wise to Kilchoman, it is closer from Port Askag, and you're really actually heading west, 30, 35 minutes, depending on the traffic, of course. And if you're coming from Port Ellen, it is a little farther. You're talking probably 45 minutes to an hour. But anyways, I just thought I would mention, just drive safely. And let's get into the review. So, we're going to start off with the nose. So right off the bat here, we've got that maritime peat. Kind of a burning driftwood, beach fire, and I'm talking ocean driftwood. All the sea creatures in the wood there cooking on the fire. A little bit of something, got a citrusy note there, but I think maybe apple, pear, apricot, mixed with something minty, a bit herbaceous, and a bit of a mossy note there too, mixed in with that peat smell, that beach fire. I got some cinnamon coming on here. Yeah, it's almost like an apple pie, like with lots of cinnamon and spice. And it's a beautiful nose, and it keeps changing, which is kind of neat. So let's get into the palate. Salangeva. A sweet ash. There's tartness, citrus. We've got apple, pear, apricots. The peat is not smacking me like I would have expected at 50 ppm. And the same with the alcohol. Yeah, I'm having a hard time believing it's 50%. And yeah, again, the age must definitely have something to do with that. There's some fruity granola going on, and I could be eating s'mores in a beach fire. It could even be maybe I'm eating a pork chop on a beach fire. something between chocolate s'mores and a pork chop. Maybe that's the barbecue sauce. But I'm getting a few stewy notes. Maybe a little bit of parsley, thyme, rosemary, marjoram, cumin, ginger, coffee, more of a mocha. Very, very light bit of tobacco, kind of a real nice light tobacco in the background. More of the smoke, the ash, but again, not smacking me in the face. The development and the finish. Salangeva. Good coating on my tongue and on my mouth. I was saying there's really salivating here. The tartness and the changing from mint to something umami, some savory notes. I think I mentioned the pork chop and all that. So I'm getting something like something stewy, but I'm not talking the stewy pears and all that. It's more of a stew. But the finish is going to be medium long, and I'm not sure about the Calvados cask here. I am tasting a lot of apple and apple, pear, and apricot and that kind of stuff. But I'm getting a little bit of the milk chocolate, wee bit of the tobacco. The interesting thing is that the ash, it's there, but it's such a smooth ash, and they say it's 50 ppm, but I'm having a hard time believing it. It just seems lighter than that, unless I'm getting peat tolerant or something. But a good finish on it, and it's like I say, the alcohol is very well integrated with the peat and the distillery character is still there for Kilchoman. We're not hiding the distillery influence. I would say that it's balanced that way. The ash is quite unique in the peat because it's there. It's ashy, but it's not. It's smooth. It's usually you'll find ashy, something like Lafroig, and that it's got a bit of a snap to it, but this doesn't. So, anyways, let's add a little water and let's see what happens here. Not too much water, just a few drops here. With water. I'm going to give it a little bit of a nose here first. Well, really sweet, mossy, almost kind of a thyme smell. Marjoram, thyme. And of course, the ash. Okay, the palate with water. Solanjava. Honey. Alfalfa honey. Maybe even a bit of manuka. Spicy. Pepper. White pepper. Nutmeg. The wood, every once in a while, it's kind of like I can taste a little bit of astringency, but then it seems to just fade off there. So again, really a well-balanced drink. Definitely brought a little bit more sweetness. It didn't hurt it. I was really cautious. I only put a few drops in. I'd read a few reviews where they said don't add too much water, but I like to at least put a couple drops, but I'm not doing a spoonful or anything like that. So, but it didn't hurt it. It really is coating my mouth. And I'm amazed. It's almost, you'd figure it was a 46 like a Snag, It's hard to believe that it's 50 because I'm not tasting the alcohol. But then again, I'm finding the peat quite soft. So how would I rate this? Boy, it's got to be in the high 80s, 87-ish, somewhere in that area there. That's, 87 I think would be a good score for this. So that's where I think I'm going to leave it. I'm hoping that Anthony Wills can come out with another one. I know the 16, we're probably going to get a chance to do that because I have a trade that I'm going to be probably doing with a friend there because he wants some of this. He wants some of the Lochgorm, which I will be doing a review on next. So, and hopefully we'll have the 16, a sample of the 16 as well. So this is a step-up experience for me with Kilchoman. And all I can say is I'm hoping that Anthony Wills can come up with some more age statement whiskeys because I really think this is a big jump in in that distillery to be able to start showing off their aged whiskeys, which my first experience with an aged whiskey with Kilchoman, and it's very positive. So on that note, I would like to ask you to drink wisely, drink intelligently, and do not drink and drive. Until the next time, Solanjava.